All right, what's up, everybody? It is an impromptu edition of the In the Dungeon program, and coming to you live and direct late at night. And I am happy to do it. Whomever's listening out there, I really appreciate you stepping in the dungeon. I understand that you have things to do, people to see, and all that good stuff. But I thought it was important that I come on air tonight and I'm going to tell you why. Because, first of all, I am Frank Red, if you don't know. I am Frank Red. This is the In the Dungeon program. We do it every Sunday night at 9 p.m., but we also step in when the opportunity makes sense to do so. And tonight is one of those nights. The Golden State Warriors, a team that we cover pretty closely, even though I'm a New York Knicks fan. I definitely support the Golden State Warriors. And this has been a rough week. Obviously, one of their pillars, Draymond Green, has been indefinitely suspended by the NBA. Apparently, he is on the cusp of starting some type of counseling to help him deal with whatever his challenges are. I don't want to speculate. I just know what I see on the court. And some of the things he's done is totally unacceptable. I think that he's spoken to that. He knows that. And the brother is trying to get some help. I think that's a good thing. In the meantime, the Warriors still have to go out and play and do their best to win basketball games. And there's been a lot of controversy, a lot of talk with regards to how good this team is. Are they trash? I don't like words like that. Should Klay Thompson be traded? Jonathan Kuminga, is he a player? Is he a bust? I'm tired of him making the same mistakes. Chris Paul is old. All of this stuff. And fortunately for me, I watch the games. So if you watch the games, you're looking at the Warriors play in intervals, not in totality. And judging by the fact that they've lost, or they played 20 plus competitive games this year, it says that they're in most games and they can beat and play with most teams. Such was the case tonight after being down 17 points against, to me, the team that looks like they are the most talented in the NBA, the Boston Celtics. The Warriors had a furious comeback to win the game 132 to 126. Stephen Curry scored 18 points in the fourth quarter. After having a real tough game, being in foul trouble, he got his fifth foul midway through the third quarter and played the entire game with five fouls and was just electric. I can only imagine what it felt like to be out there at Chase Center. It's one of those moments. It's one of those moments that I'm sure if you were in attendance, you never forget. I happened to be watching the game with a good buddy of mine, a mentor of mine. And that was one of our moments because as we get older, those moments get short. But watching it on television, I could feel the electricity emanating from the Chase Center. And I argued with my good friend, Brian Iglesias, 30, 40 minutes, an hour, about how this is the type of game that the Golden State Warriors win. And he was like, no way they're going to win. No. And I said, it's simple. The Warriors have one of the best closers in the history of basketball. As long as you have that, you have an opportunity to win. There were so many other stellar performances tonight, and we're going to talk about those because I'm the biggest cheerleader of players who are working to improve. And I am the last person to just slam a player and say that he or she can't play. Because I understand the process of growth. It doesn't matter if you're an NBA player. It doesn't matter where you were drafted. Are you getting better? The Warriors got some players who are rising very, very quickly. And it's not all about the starters. It's about the team. This is a good team. Will they win a championship? I don't know. Kerr's statement about, well, championship or bust, that's getting kind of old. How about be respectable first? And then be good. And then maybe be very good. And maybe you find yourself in a series in the Western Conference that you win and find yourself in the Western Conference Finals, which is not an impossibility. Aesthetically, I just love the way this team battled tonight. And that's really what it's all about. All right? Let's go ahead and talk to Vicky, who has a comment. The great Vicky says, hi, Frank. I think this was the greatest game of the season. Steph being Steph, TJD, Trace Jackson Davis. Wow. I'm wondering what Boston is feeling like right now. Maybe they feel like Philadelphia did last night. Yes. When the lowly Chicago Bulls took them down. And Vicky, that's what's great about sports. If you put forth effort, if you believe in one another, if you're totally unselfish, you can win and you can have success. I'm going to tell you what was interesting. One of the things that was interesting to me. Chris Paul, after being Stephen Curry's mentor when they were much younger, growing up in North Carolina, after Stephen Curry literally taking the victory from the jaws of Chris Paul's throat many times, these two Hall of Famers find themselves on the same team. And in that last sequence, without hesitation, Trace Jackson taps the ball to Chris Paul. Everything going on, Chris Paul immediately finds his past nemesis, Stephen Curry, for one of his game-winning rainbow threes, nothing but bottom. That was beautiful to see. It really was, because that's history. That's NBA history right there. I'm sure you guys noticed that as well. But that was a moment. Let's go out and talk to the Rain King. Rain King, what's up? Trace Jackson Davis and Jonathan Kuminga together are just fire. So much energy. Absolutely. SG says, hi, Frank. What's up, my brother? How are you? You know what, SG? I'm doing a lot better right now, man. I'm going through some stuff health-wise. I got some tests I need to take. But what a way to end your day. I know you're kind of like, yeah, I'm doing okay, but I'm going through some stuff. But there's no way that I can end my day better than talking to you, Vicky, Rain King, and whomever else who might be listening to the program, because I love basketball. Basketball saved my life. Basketball gave me an identity, gave me hope about what could happen in the future. And a lot of these grown men, millionaires, are still living a dream. And even to be a part of it by watching it on television, it was something to see. SG says, I'm a big fan of In the Dungeon show. Well, you're the marketing guy. Go out there and market the show. And I know you do. Me and the Dungeon show is about content. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. As long as we're putting good content out there, as long as people like yourself are being entertained and enthralled, I feel like I'm doing my job. Talking to people that could give a damn about what we're talking about really is not something I really care about. So I thank you, brother. I thank you for liking the show and supporting me. Vicky says, sometimes being talented isn't always what makes a championship. Heart makes championships. That's what the Warriors have always had. That's what the Warriors have always been. I meant the Eagles from last night. Okay, I got you. Yeah, the Eagles got some things. The Eagles got some things to work out, and their head coach is obviously a talented brother, but he's pretty cocky. I think he needs to ease back a little bit because it's not a good look right now for the Eagles. The 49ers on a hot streak. Yeah, they are. We're going to focus on the Warriors right now. Vicky says, I'm sorry you're having a hard week. Yeah, you know how it is, Vicky. Things happen, and you roll with it. You try to do the best that you can. That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm confident things are going to be okay. The Rain King says, Clay is back 4 games in a row. Yeah. SG, the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that right now. Yeah, you know what? Let me say this about Clay. I would love to hear from people who said that number one, Clay was washed, or he should be traded, or even this outrageous statement. Somehow, some way, Brandon Podzinski got Clay back together. I don't believe that. Do I believe that less touches from Clay early in the shot clock has helped him? Yeah, I do. You're going to give Brandon some credit for that? I'm more than willing to do that. But I'm not going to take away the Hall of Fame talent and might from Klay Thompson. He's going to have a statue out front in Chase at some point in his life. I've always said Klay Thompson's success is based on shot selection. Now, is he on one right now? Yeah, he's on one right now. He's making a lot of difficult shots. But he's not rushed at all. He's totally confident. And he looks like a smash brother. A splash brother. That's exactly how he looks. And it's beautiful to watch. You know, him and Stephen playing off of each other. I love it. I really do. SG says, which Golden State Warriors player do you think stepped up tonight against the Celtics? Too many to name, man. I mean, you know, obviously you wouldn't expect a guy like Trace Jackson Davis to have 10 points, 13 rebounds, and be plus 25 and plus minus. So because he was unexpected, I would give it to him. But I actually expected him to do the things that he's doing. I'm like, dude, stop clapping on the bench. Stop dropping passes. Go out there and show what you can do. I watched you for 4 years in Indiana. Anybody who thought that you were the 57th pick in the NBA draft is bananas. The guy was a first-round draft pick. And he finds himself in the perfect situation right now, playing with the team that has championship medal. I don't know if they have a championship roster or whatever the case, but they're not trash. And like I said before, this is a team that is built to play in the playoffs and in series. And to see Trace Jackson contributing for the second consecutive game is good to see. I'm going to give it to Kuminga. Vicky says, I always stay with Clay. Yeah, you do. You ride with Clay. No doubt about it. And Rain King, you are absolutely right. Clay making that extra pass to TJD is beautiful. Yeah. Why not make the game easy for yourself, right? Vicky says, script and numbers. Yeah, it's fun to watch. My man Brian and Glacy said, Frank, I was wrong. You were right about the Warriors winning tonight. JK grew up tonight. No fouls for JK. Impressive. Yes. Yes. I don't care if I was right or wrong, and I appreciate you saying that, but I'm wrong. I'm wrong sometimes. I'm right a lot, but I am wrong sometimes, and just like you. But you know, I've been talking about Jonathan Kuminga now for a month. And I'm saying, you know, from a coaching standpoint, I'm watching him on the court making more plays that lead to winning than losing. Tonight, I think that we would all agree he did not have not one Jonathan plays. Why do you do that plays? He didn't have any of those. This dude looked like a top 5 pick tonight. And he was drafted number 7 overall. Not many NBA teams have a Jonathan Kuminga. Just really inflicting his physical will on the opposition, making standing threes, sliding his feet defensively, seamlessly switching when it was necessary to do so, closing out without fouling, not being intimidated by the other team's best players, finishing 14 inches above the rim. People might have scoffed when I said, listen, Jonathan Kuminga is $100 million player. I said that even before he started to get off like he's doing now. I see it. I saw it. And now the world is seeing it. And like I said before, one of the things that has happened since Draymond got suspended is I think Jonathan Kuminga's days in the principal's office are done. Put him out there, coach him up, tolerate his mistakes, celebrate his wins. That sounds like that should be on a t-shirt. Don't steal it unless you pay me to. Celebrate his mistakes. No, tolerate his mistakes and celebrate his wins. How about that? SG says, I can't wait for the San Jose State Spartans versus Santa Clara Broncos basketball game tomorrow. That's going to be a good game. I actually coached your point guard. I told you that before. I get the kid from Europe. Plays for San Jose State. Really talented point guard. I don't think he's quite ready for the NBA, but he can play in this. He can play in the G League, or he can go home over in Europe and make even more money. Good player. I can't think of his name. SG, tell me his name. The great Mark Graves says, look like the game is slowing down for JK. Yes, he is in more control of his body. Yes, he is. Yes. Know what that's called, Mark? It's called experience. It's called being coachable. It's called coaches not giving up on you. It's called fans seeing the big picture, not the small picture. See the big picture. Look at the big picture. I said at the beginning of the year, the best trade the Warriors made this year was the one they did not make, because they almost traded Jonathan Kuminga and they didn't do it. And all of a sudden now they have a budding star. And oh, by the way, we can all argue and make a great argument that Jonathan Kuminga's stellar play has lit a fire under Andrew Wiggins. He's not playing as many minutes, but Andrew Wiggins is playing good basketball. He was solid tonight. He really was. Rain King says, amen. I'm not quite sure what we're amening about, but why not? Okay, Jonathan Kuminga, I got you. Vicky says the whole team not giving up when they were down 17. Yeah, that was big. Frank, have you heard anything about why Garuba hasn't made the game day roster? Because the minutes are not there. That's why. The minutes are not there. I watched Garuba play today in a G League game. Watched the whole team, the Santa Cruz Warriors play. If I have time tonight, I'll comment on that. But I was impressed by him. I was also impressed by young Kerr as a head coach. So the minutes are not there for him right now. Thank you, SJ. His name is Alvaro Cardenas. Yep, that's his name. I coached him last summer. Good player. San Jose State point guard. Don't want to forget about Moses Moody. I want to keep this going. Moses Moody is that dependable cog that Kirk can go to now. It doesn't matter if Moody misses 1 or 2 shots, 3 shots in a row, he still lines it up like he's supposed to be there. That's when you know you got a pro. That's when you know you got somebody who you can depend on. His defense has gotten so much better. His rebounding has gotten so much better. And he had 10 points tonight. Vicky, you're right. Moody had 10. But it's a consistent 10 every night. And Brandon Podzinski, hopefully he's okay with his back, because he brings a level of energy. I mean, listen, if Chris Paul can look at you with sincerity and give you props, I'm on board. Because Chris Paul is like Kobe Bryant in that respect. If you are somebody who is not serious about basketball, Chris Paul is going to tell you about it. I love that about Chris Paul. You know, he don't play with basketball. It's a business with him. And he might have had some trepidations, some reservations about coming to the Warriors, but talk about a seamless fit. Some of my best friends talked to me before the season started and were questioning whether or not Chris Paul would be a great fit. I knew he would be a great fit. Why? Because he's serious about basketball. SG says, I'm a big fan of Alvaro. Yeah, Alvaro's good, man. My man, Abdulio. What's up, brother? Yeah, Kuminga and the starting lineup. Yo, man. Looking real good out there. Joe finished the game with 0 fouls, guarding the Celtics' best player. Yeah, man. His defense was something that I noticed even before his offense. I thought his defense was improving. One of the things about being a legitimate player, offensively and defensively, and in life, and everybody listening to the program now can account for this, is accountability. You almost feel like you're floating on air sometimes when you get to the point in your life when you can accept accountability for everything. When you become the bigger man or the bigger woman, the biggest they, and you can accept accountability, it makes you feel good. I think that's what I think Stephen was kind of exhibiting that late in the game tonight. I think that's partly why he finished the game so well, because defensively tonight, Stephen Curry was not ready to play. He was real handsy, and they called fouls on him. Most of the fouls were legit. The 5th foul was terrible. It was a body bump by Jaylen Brown. So what? But after that 5th foul, the referees knew what the assignment was. This guy better not foul out of this damn game. With the nation, the world watching, and Steph Curry things about to happen, he better not foul out. But accountability is what I see from Jonathan Kuminga. Range King says CP3 with 9 points. 7 rebounds, and 12 dimes. He's been outstanding. That's why CP3 is a basketball player and helper and whisper. Yeah, well, you know what, Vicky, it was interesting because one of the narratives leading up to the season was how Jonathan Kuminga was going to be great how Chris Paul was going to be great for Jonathan Kuminga. And I think that's played out pretty well. I think it has. They've been great for each other. But when I look at Jonathan Kuminga's rise, his ascension to respectability, when I see Chris Paul's impact on Trayce Jackson-Davis, I feel the same way. It's like, nah, young boy, earn your money, son. I'm just a big fan of Chris Paul. Minus the elbow to the midsections, you know, the elbows, I can do without that. But as a basketball player, truly one of the best in the history of the sport. SG says, I love the background for your show. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Immortal Ish 30. What's up? Trayce block on Jaylen Brown was very clutch. Oh my God. He shook the building. He shook the building. Trayce Jackson is a player, man. He has to believe in himself. Vicky says CP3 took Andre's place. Definitely has a spiritual, like another spiritual cog. I think he definitely has replaced Andrew Iguodala. Because I'm gonna say this: when Draymond Green did what he did, I was like, this is horrible for Draymond. This is a horrible look for him. It was a bad look for the players, but it was great for the young guys. Because as a coach and as a player, I know that in the interim, one player's absence is not going to matter that much. Unless it's Stephen Curry. Unless it's LeBron. Unless it's Ja Morant. There's a couple of players out there. You know, you take Caitlin Clark off of Iowa, and Iowa's not the same. You take Paige Beckers off of UConn, they're not the same. But for most teams, they can handle some adversity. And I was just waiting for Trayce Jackson-Davis to do what he was supposed to do, was go out there and let his talent speak. SG says, Stephen Curry, NBA record 3-point streak ended at 268 Sunday night. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, we know that. Rain King, any idea when GP2 is back? Yeah, Cavs are a tough injury. Yeah, you know what? I think because the team is playing so well, I don't think he's coming back unless he's 100%. Maybe in January. So this is what, the 19th? A couple of more weeks. I wouldn't have a problem with that, you know, because he's a situational player that brings a different dynamic to the Warriors' attack. But right now, you got these young boys playing well. Corey Joseph, I thought, came in and did a good job tonight as well. So would you want to have GP3? Absolutely. Do they need him right now? I don't think so. Draymond Green is hurting the team with all the over-the-top antics, like stepping on players. He's hurting himself even more. You know, he's hurting himself even more. Those are brothers. You know, they know what he does for the team. So when he does something absurd, they can't look at that one iteration of Draymond and not acknowledge all of the other positive things that he's doing. This is about Draymond. This is about a guy who literally, consciously or unconsciously, could be throwing his career away. Nobody's bigger than the NBA. Nobody. Was Chase Center still packed tonight because Draymond wasn't there? Yes. Did the Warriors still win against possibly the best team in the NBA? Yes. Why? Because nobody is bigger than the game. Are the Warriors better with Draymond? Absolutely. But the onus is on him to understand that this is the opportunity of a lifetime. It has been that, and it can continue to be that presently and into the future. That's the conversation. Vicky says, I like Looney. Well, I think Looney will be the starter because TJD taking a lot of his minutes. Yeah. Listen, Looney's been in the league for 8 years, 9 years. You know, I don't know if he'll ever pay for a meal in San Francisco when his career's over. But the Warriors are different when Trace Jackson Davis is out there, or that type of five playing. He'll get his minutes. He had some key rebounds tonight, but the explosiveness that this team needs, he does not provide. So as long as he gives full effort, has a great attitude, he's still a contributor. Immortal says Draymond is out. No, he's not out. No, he's not. Why is he out? Why is he out? First of all, a guy like Draymond Green, if he is out, he's going to go to a team that he has some say-so in where he's going. Draymond Green theoretically puts a very good team over the top to win a championship, like the Sacramento Kings, like the Los Angeles Lakers, like the Phoenix Suns. You put Draymond Green on the Phoenix Suns, they got action. As they are constantly constituted, they'll probably be in the play-in game. They're not that damn good. They don't have one defensive player on their team beyond Josh Okogie. Draymond is suspended indefinitely. Yeah. Which sounds a lot worse than it actually is. It's not about how many games Draymond is suspended. It's about, is he getting the treatment that he needs? Is he getting the message loud and clear from the league? That's what's important. True to form, the Warriors had 29 assists tonight. They're averaging around 30. Had 10 turnovers. It's hard to lose games when you have a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. It really is. So, a great victory. Warm feelings throughout Warrior Land, which doesn't only include Northern California. I mean, the Warriors are one of the biggest NBA brands in the nation and possibly the world. So it was great to see. Rain King says, what do you think of Portland the other night? A lot of talent, those guys. Simon Sharp and Grant are solid. Grant, help me out. Oh, Grant. Okay. Yeah, I'm concerned about Chauncey because they definitely have more talent than they are showing. The energy that they came out against the Warriors in the first half was pathetic. That's on the coach. It's good to see them beat Phoenix tonight because you got little Scotty Brooks on the bench, who I think that is kind of lurking in the background. So Portland's talented. If Steve Kerr was coaching Portland, they'd be much better. They have a good team. They don't have experience, but they have talent. There's no way they should only have 6 wins, in my opinion. So I think they're pretty darn good, but they got to develop an identity. Vicky says turnovers were down this game. Yeah, only 10. SG says, Joe Dumars said, let's not a number. I mean, yeah. I got it. Moto says, I had a comment ahead of that one, Frank. I'm sorry. What was your comment, Immortal? I know it was a good one, so I can tell you. All right, man. I think we did what we needed to do tonight. I wanted to mark this moment in history. Golden State, I mean the season. Let's not get carried away. But this was a seminal moment in the season. The Warriors are now 13-14 with an opportunity to win the next 2 games and go into their Christmas Day battle in Denver against the Denver Nuggets with a better than 500 record. That would look pretty cool. And I wanted to speak to that because some Warrior fans are not as optimistic as I am. And a lot of people didn't think that they could win tonight's game. I thought they could. And they went out and they did that. Mark Gray says, do you think Chris Paul stays the whole year? His jump shot isn't looking good right now, but it looked good late. If there's something crazy that works for Chris and the Warriors, I could see him leaving, but I don't think so. I think he's going to be here. SG says the Sharks got slammed tonight by the Kings, 4-1. Okay. Thanks, Frank. Take care, man. I'll say an extra prayer for you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm going to break out because I'm a little lightheaded, but I want to come on tonight. And I'm going to do my thing and get out of here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Dungeon program. If you do not subscribe, hit that subscribe button, all right? Or follow me on X at BigFrankRed, all right? Success in getting paid is a manifestation of the whole process. If you as an individual don't do things to help other people make their lives better, as far as I'm concerned, you haven't done nothing. I am Frank Red. This is In the Dungeon program. And I'll see you live on air in a couple of days. All right? Good night, everybody.